right. Like I just said, I need 500 words. So I'll have 10K for the week. This is day 5. So I'm a little ahead, which is great. First time in a long time I've hit 10,000 words in a writing week. So feel good. I mean, I could keep going. Obviously, my goal is not 500 words today. There's Tom Duffy. My goal is to keep going, hit like that 2,000 word if I can today. So we'll see what happens. I also need a break, I think, as well. And then the weekend, I'm not planning on writing at all. But we'll see. What is this? Well, who is bothering me? God. Ugh, always the questions and the problems and the Nick Zins of the world. What's up, Nick? Tom, Nick, and Harry. Get it? And whoever else is on, there's another person on there being quiet, which is fine. Just fine. You don't have to jump in and be all loud and raucous. Oh, hello. So formal. Hello, sir. Nope. The word pitch does not have the number 9 in the middle of it. I have to change that. I bid good day and positive Friday to you. Hello, Governor. You gotta say that. You gotta be really loud and obnoxious when you say that. You can't just say "Hello, Governor." That doesn't work. You gotta scream it like you're in the middle of a football pitch. I think that's what they call them. I don't know. I had a friend who played rugby for a number of years. And I would go to some of the games, matches, whatever you call them, and I just never understood. I'm like, why are they all in a big huddle like that, kicking at each other? This is a stupid game. He did go to England, though. One time, he did go to England to play a couple of matches, and he brought me home a cricket bat, which was nice. Man, I used that cricket bat on a couple of people over the years. Wish I still had that thing. I've never met a sane rugby player yet. Dan played. He played for a couple of years. He was one of our Dungeons and Dragons guys. Trying to get in better shape. He's a big dude. He's a lot of extra weight on him. Now he's very skinny, in his probably late 50s. I think he's a couple years older than me, so he's probably mid 50s. And but he wanted to do it to get in shape. And then, man, he was. I remember him hurting all the time. We'd be playing D&D, and he would bend the wrong way, and you'd hear a pop. He'd like scream. Well, then stop playing that stupid running around game, kicking at each other. I guess he liked it though. What if he like still has like he watches matches or something, you know? Some moron on TikTok the other day was like, "Oh, if Americans just watched a cricket game, they would just fall in love with it, and everybody would be watching cricket." I'm like, no, I've seen enough of cricket to know that it looks stupid. The rules are dumb. The cosplay of it is dumb. The way you got to hit the ball, strike the ball, whatever they call it, I don't know. No, thank you. I have enough sports in my life. I don't need to watch that garbage. And I'm being positive. Totally being positive right now. It is about 1,000 billion degrees outside. My wife did fix the sprinklers, though, and everybody was worried about that. Sprinklers are fixed, reset, recalibrated. Perfect sprinkling. Yep, exactly. Hopefully it'll rain soon. We do need the rain. I know I'm an old man. We do need the rain. I had a nice lunch yesterday with the three Michaels and Win and Amanda. Basically, the five people that will be coming local and me for MondoCon in August. So that was pretty good. And actually, we talked. Amanda talked a lot about all the various bullshit things in the romance genre. All the things you now need to do, and words that you're not supposed to use anymore, and different angles, and blah blah blah. And somebody, I think Win, always brings up Romeo and Juliet because people say that's a romance. It's not a romance; it's a tragedy. So we talked about that. So we had a lot of good conversation yesterday, and some good food. I was 15 minutes late, which I'm never late. I'm always the first one there. I'm usually like a half an hour early. And yesterday, my wife's like, "Oh, what are you doing Thursday?" I said, "I have lunch Thursday at 11. I gotta be there at 11." She's like, "Okay, well, I got somebody coming at 9 a.m. because I want to put. We've been talking about an awning in the back over the patio area because there's already an air covered area there, but we want to. We have a 10 by 10 cement that we want to put instead of. Anytime we have an event out there like Thanksgiving and stuff, I got to break out the tent from the garage and put it up and take it down and all that. And hold your question for a second, Nick. And so we're going to get an awning because we saw her aunt has a nice one. So we're like, you know what? One of those awnings that you push the button and it rolls out. Then if it's really bad, windy, there's a storm, it rolls in kind of thing. It's like, you know what? Let's figure out how much this. We have no idea how much these are. So the guy shows up, older guy in his 60s, and he immediately he walks in the door and he looks into my office, so he immediately starts talking about Marvel Comics and stuff like that. So I tell him, he's like, you got a lot of books. I tell him I'm a writer, he's all excited, he reads a lot, he loves crime thrillers and stuff like that. Loves baseball. So he's here for so now it's like almost 11 o'clock, and this is the guy that can't fill out paperwork and talk. He's got to stop, put the pen down, and tell you a story. And he's telling us all these stories, baseball, and he was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals or something in 1975, and he's on and on about stories which are interesting because we're talking about baseball, we're talking about books, we're talking about comic books, we're talking about stuff I'm interested in. But my wife is getting annoyed because she has to work and she has a call at 11 and I have lunch at 11. But I can't shut up. I can't stop talking to this guy because I have an audience and he's asking a lot of questions about writing books and publishing and all this other stuff. So it's at one point my wife looks over and she says, "Shut up." I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably shouldn't really do that." So we finally, then there's that. Well, here's the price. After we've, picked fabric and we've done all this stuff and he's done measurements and on and on and on. So she's like, "Well, we'll be right back. We got to discuss this." He's like, "No, I'll step outside. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. And she's like, 5 minutes, but I'm probably going to come get you. So, because she's like, I can't, so she yells at me, "Stop talking to this guy." I'm like, "I can't help it." And so she's like, "Well, you want to do this or not?" And I'm like, I mean, it's a good idea. We need it, I think it will be good for the yard and like the 4 days of winter that we actually have. When it'll be nice, you can actually sit out there and the sun's not in your face at, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we do it. So she runs out. She's like, "Come on in, let's sign, let's go." And then I keep walking away because he keeps talking about different baseball players, and he's a golfer, and he sees all the Coke stuff, and he's like, "Oh, the guy that I play golf with, he is he's the CEO of the Southeast region of Coca-Cola, and he would get a kick out of this." So he's taking pictures, and he's also a huge Red Sox fan. So, I got my Red Sox shirt on yesterday. So we finally get the guy to sign everything. My wife hands over the credit card. You pay for half of it up front. Blah blah blah. We get everything all put together. And now it's like 2 minutes to 11, and I know I'm going to be late anyway. I already sent Amanda a message, but I got to show the guy the Red Sox room, right? So show him the room and all the signed memorabilia, all the different stuff, and he's taking pictures for the CEO of Coke that he's friends with, and my wife jumps on her call. So then I left, and then I went and got some Chinese food. Now, what did I miss here? Nick says, "I have a writing question. I know, odd for the channel." Let's hear the writing question if you haven't posted already. Tom says, "I use whatever words I want." You know what? That's a good attitude to have, Tom. I appreciate that. Have you or Tom ever run the Flesh Kincaid grade level option in your books? I don't even know. fuck you're even talking about. Did you use Mr. Frank's phone for that one? There's Mr. Frank. Mr. Frankson. My internet is slow. You're cutting out anyway. Choppy feed just. I guess the feed is choppy. Could be something with my internet again. I had problems yesterday with it too, I guess. My bit rate is a little low. And now there's a car horn beeping. Somewhere out there. Oh, that's annoying. I'm guessing it's around the corner there. Oh, they actually stopped it. The other, remember, about a month ago, that did that for about 4 straight hours. I don't know why it's a choppy feed. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Is everything good? Am I frozen? What's the deal? What's the deal, brah? I don't know any of these things. My encoding is overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that means. Now Nick is also getting the chop. Let me see if I can look into. I'm not even going to try to look. It is what it is. Either I got it or I don't. So I need to get 500 words in today in order to hit my 10,000 words. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, video is frozen, audio is choppy. Well, that sucks. Did I lose the internet? Because now it's just, I'm frozen on this end as